Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone. Welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today's another story time. Before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, give a girl a thumbs up, comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials, Instagram at Vivalayoshii, TikTok and Twitter at Lifewithsymone, and follow my business page at Brishari, y'all. And y'all already know, I know y'all like, girl, you just posted. Yes, so if you didn't see, I just posted like 2 days ago. Y'all already know the mail lady gonna come through. She gonna deliver. But anyway, let's go ahead and get straight into the story. So this is about Joe. I be hearing y'all. So this was about Joe. I kind of like briefly spoke. Well, I didn't speak on it at all. I just was like, this is a whole different story. Because I mentioned how Joe had me up on my graduation day too. It's too early to cuss, so I got to blank it out. So anyway, let's go ahead. This kind of be like 2 stories in one. But let's get into it. So y'all, let's go back to when I graduated high school, the good old days. But anyway, so yeah, it was getting close to my graduation and Joe was like, he was gonna come to the graduation, right? I told him, remember I told y'all he lived in LA and I didn't live in LA. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Like I told him like I could have he could ride with my auntie and uncle. He could ride with my grandma. Like it was options to where he could ride with, whatever. And he was like, okay, that works out, whatever. That was a whole big plan. And then like on some days he would try to act weird and stuff like that. But he knew he had to come because I kept telling him like, if you don't come to my graduation, we're gonna break up because you're missing big moments in my life. Like the fuck, when I'm gonna graduate high school again? So anyway, so I just told him like, you know, he already knew what he had to do. So now let's fast forward to the day of the graduation. So the day of, I told him, mind you, I told him before my auntie was leaving to come to my house around like 11 and stuff because they was gonna help my mom get ready with stuff, like set up, because she wanted to like, you know, just they was gonna come help my mom get everything together and stuff, and then they wanted to help me get ready. So my auntie and uncle was gonna leave to come to my house at like 11. My graduation was at like 6 or 7 p.m. I want to say maybe like 6:30ish because I live closer to like the Inland Empire, so it'd be hot as fuck out there. So it was an evening graduation. So I told him like, okay, they leaving at like 11. I'm like, my grandma, she say she gonna leave at like 12, but you know how she is, she gonna take a little while. My sister riding with her, you can ride with them. So what you gonna do? He like, oh, I'm gonna ride with your auntie and uncle. They cool as, they be smoking and stuff. I'm gonna ride with them, and I want to get out there early because I want to be there and watch you get ready and do your hair and all this other stuff for your graduation. So I'm like, all right, cool. This was what we talked about before, right? So I was getting close to the time. My auntie ended up hitting me up. She's like, hey, is Joe still gonna ride with us? Like, is he gonna come to the house or did he want us to go pick him up? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, let me reach out to him. Because mind you, at this point I was talking to him like way earlier in the morning, but he was so dry and I have not really talked to him. So I ended up hitting him up. I'm like, hey Joe, like what's good? Like my aunt and them, they finna leave in a minute, so you riding with them or not? So he was just like, oh, well, I got something to do. You know what? I'm going to just ride with your grandma. At that point, I knew he was bullshitting because I'm like, what do you have to do? He was like, he has to get a haircut. He has to do something else. So I'm like, why do you have to get a haircut for my graduation? Like, if you can't get it, it's fine. Like, you're not about to walk the stage. I am. So anyway, I'm just like, if you can't get it, it's fine. Like, you're not about to have a ride here in a minute. So he like, no, trust me, I'm gonna just ride with your grandma and them. Like, you said she leaving at 12, 1-ish. So I'm like, she said she leaving at 12. Even though I know she be late, but don't underestimate her today. This her baby day. So anyway, so he was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna ride with your grandparents or whatever. Like, I'm gonna ride with them. So I'm like, okay, cool, right? So then time going by, not that much time going by because literally it's like an hour. So I'm hitting my sister up. I'm like, hey Tatiana, like what time y'all leaving? So she like, oh, we getting ready right now. Grandma like on time today. So I'm like, I'm gonna tell Joe because he riding with y'all. So I'm hitting him up. I'm like, hey, where you at? We finna like, where you at? They finna about to leave in a little bit. No response. Y'all, when I tell y'all I was pissed, at this point one of my cousins is at the house, so she right there with me. She like, what's going on? You know when you just going through shit and you don't want to tell nobody? That was me back then. I put people in my business where it was like one point in my life where it was like, don't put people in your business, put the world in your business. Don't put nobody in your business, put the world in your business a little bit. You know, like I don't know, my life just like and now I just be like, I wouldn't say like anything in my life is a secret, but I'm more like private with stuff that I value. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, so yeah, so he not responding. My cousin like, oh, what's up? She could just tell on my face, and I'm just like, oh, nothing, I'm fine, like I'm good or whatever. So I'm over here just talking to her or whatever, like we just talking in the room. He's not responding, so I'm irritated as fuck. Now I'm cussing him out because I'm like, you got me fucked up. I told your ass if you don't go to this graduation, it's done, it's over, we through. We ain't gonna do this no more. So I'm hitting him up. I'm cussing him out and stuff like that. He's not responding. I'm like, oh my God, I'm trying to call him. I'll go duck off somewhere in the closet, in the bathroom, trying to call him. He answering the phone. I'm leaving voice messages. You stupid bitch. I'm just kidding. I wasn't saying that. But I was just like, where are you? Like, you know, I'm trying to whisper and stuff because I don't want nobody to know what's going on. But my cousin kind of caught on. She like, where your boyfriend at? So I'm like, he's gonna come. He's riding with grandma. The fuck? So she was just like, okay, no, I was just asking. Like, I thought he was gonna be here earlier. Then that seemed like everybody started asking about him. Where's your boyfriend? Like, where he at? I thought he was coming. He's still riding with grandma. Like, da 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 da. I'm like, damn, y'all nosy. Worry about your nigga. Where he at? Shit, your nigga outside smoking. Why'd you worry about mine? I'm just kidding. But you know when you mad, you kind of just, I don't know. I got better. I used to take my anger out on everybody, and I'm not that girl no more. Not that girl. But anyway, so yeah, so he not responding. I'm irritated. At this point, my sister hit me up. She's like, we finna leave. Like, we not waiting on him no more. And my grandma already don't like him, so she wasn't finna volunteer to go by his house. And I'm like, you know what, fuck it, just go. Like, I'm not even finna waste y'all time. Just leave. Like, forget about it. So he's not responding. At this point, I go on Facebook and I'm like, the ones who are here for me, I said something like that, like, you know, just basically saying the ones that's here for me. I'm like, tonight might be the day I become single and graduate high school, you know, because I'm just like, he got me fucked up. I will go to the internet with stuff, but it's crazy because I know my cousin probably look at me like, bitch, I just asked you what's wrong and you said nothing, but you on Facebook talking shit. So anyway, I'm so annoyed or whatever, like I'm so irritated, and it seemed like probably a good 30 to an hour, I don't know, time went by. But you know, when you stressed out, time moving slow. To me, it felt like 6 days. So anyway, he ended up hitting me up and he was just like, oh, what's up? What do you mean by that? So I'm like, what you mean what's up? So he was like, what you doing? So I'm like, oh, you're weird. Like, you're really a weirdo. I'm like, you don't have to worry about me no more, da da da. Because I'm texting him this, he ended up calling me. I go in the bathroom because I'm crying. You don't have to worry about me. I'm like, you don't have to worry about me no more. Like, it's cool. We don't have to be together. Like, you missing a big important day for me, all this other stuff. So he like, no, I'm gonna be there. Like, I told you I'm gonna come, so I'm gonna come. So I'm like, well, how you gonna get here? I'm like, my auntie and uncle already left. So he like, they already left. Play with your mama, bitch, not me. So I'm just kidding. He like, they already left. I'm like, yeah, they already left. He like, how did they leave already if they said they was gonna give me a ride? I said, Joe, literally when I talked to you earlier, you said you had to do something to get a haircut and that you was gonna ride with my grandma because they was leaving at a certain time and ain't nobody waiting on you. Cause who are you? So he like, dang, that's crazy. They really couldn't just wait a little while. Mind you, it's like 2 hours later from when they left. It's like probably like 1-ish. Like, what is you talking about? Like, why are you gonna sit here and be stupid for real? So I'm like, you said you was gonna ride my grandma. So he like, all right, well, where your grandma? I'm about to go to your house. So I'm like, my grandma already left. He was like, you said she be taking forever. Mind y'all, it's like, she said she was gonna leave at like 12, y'all. It's probably like 1 something right now. I said, it does not matter. If she was leaving at 12, she was leaving at 2, you be there. It doesn't matter if she be late or if she do this or that. Like, people are not on your time and you didn't know that wasn't a guarantee. So he's like, dang, that's crazy. Like, I'm gonna still come. I'm like, it's cool. How are you gonna get here, Joe? With what ID, Joe? And I'm just kidding. But I'm like, how you gonna get here? Like, for real, like, you'd have no way here. So I'm irritated. I'm like, don't even worry about it. It's cool. It's cool. Mind you, on the day of my graduation, I don't know why that's the day I chose to go pick up my cap, my cap. I already had my gown, but I had to go pick up the cap. So he was like, don't you gotta go pick up your cap? Mind you, the cap was like, it wasn't in LA. I forgot what city that was in, but it was like not even close. Like, it's not that far from LA, but nobody's gonna go out their way to come get you. So he's like, don't you still gotta go pick up your cap? So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go pick it up. He was like, well, then you think your mom could come get me? I said no, because that's gonna take away from my day. Now we about to be sitting in traffic. I gotta be at the school earlier than the graduation anyway. So I'm like, no, like, ain't nobody about to be waiting on you. So he like, dang, that's messed up. Yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. And I was like, don't worry about it. You ain't ever gotta worry about me no more. Click, I hung up the phone. I'm heartbroken. I'm sad. I'm in the bathroom staring in the mirror, cussing and yelling. No, I'm just kidding. I ain't doing all that. But I did used to talk to myself in the mirror. But like, you got this, Symone. Don't worry about him. You better than that. Like, I used to really talk to myself in the mirror and get myself right. And then I'll just like growl and stuff. I don't know. But I ended up leaving out and go back in the room. I'm good. My cousin could tell I was crying. She was like, you good? Like, I'm like, girl, I'm okay. Like, why do you keep asking me questions? Yo, because I could not hold it in. And she was like, girl, look like you was crying. I'm like, I was crying. I said, if anything, my eyes are just probably red because I'm trying to put mascara on. Like, I just was making up some bullshit. I don't know. I'll try to. So she was just like, girl, okay, like, whatever. So anyway, we still just chilling and stuff like that. My other cousin ended up coming. So she comes, she like, girl, what's up? Da 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 da. Like, we talking. I'm like, hey girl, like, we just cool. So she like, where's Joe? Bitch, if you seen on Facebook, because she liked my post on Facebook, if you seen on Facebook I said I'm gonna be single tonight, don't ask about him. I'm like, girl, I don't know, I don't care. Like, I really don't care. Mind you, he kept trying to call me and stuff like that, but I wasn't answering the phone because I'm like, we don't got nothing to talk about. Like, I'm trying to get past this and be okay. The fact that you're not here for me on my most important day. But yo, I'm just trying to like, get past it. And it's like, you calling me and us just talking about it is not gonna make anything better, so stop calling my phone. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm not trying to sit here and talk to him about it because it's really not gonna make a difference. Like, I'm literally just gonna be sad about it, so it's like not that deep. So anyway, next thing you know, my cousin, the one who had just got there, she knew Joe. Like, she actually knew him for, like, she been around us. So she ended up hitting me, I mean, she ended up telling me, like, girl, Joe said answer the phone. He just hit me up on Facebook. So I'm like, why is he, I see him calling, like, what do he want? So when he hit her up, that made me just think, like, let me just respond to him. So I ended up hitting him up. I'm answering the phone. I'm like, what? He like, I'm on the way. Like, I'm on the way to your house. So I'm like, how are you on the way to my house? Like, I'm just so irritated. He's like, I'm gonna catch the train there. Like, I'm gonna catch the train there. Don't worry about it. Like, I said I'm gonna come, so I'm gonna come. I'm not missing this day. So I was like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm thinking he just bullshitting. So I hung up the phone. He ended up sending me a picture. He was really at the train station. So I'm like, oh, he really coming. So now I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm probably like really skipping through the house. I told my mama, like, Joe's coming. He on the way. She like, okay. I'm like, yeah, he's catching the train. So she was like, all right, well, we about to go get your cab. So did you want to stay or did you want to come? And I really wanted to go. So I'm like, you know what? Like, we could go. I'm like, by the time we get back, we could either get him or somebody will still be at the house anyway, so they could just go pick him up from the train station. We ended up leaving. I'm telling him, like, yeah, because he just kept giving me updates like, okay, I'm right here. I should be here at this time. All this other stuff like that. He was going to get there like way before I needed to leave to go to school anyway. So I told him, like, okay, if we not back to the house by the time you get there, then my auntie just going to pick you up. So he like, all right, well, I'm going to just wait at the train station because I'd rather you pick me up. Boy, for you to be late, you cannot be picky. Beggars can't be choosers, ho. So anyway, he ended up, by the time, like, luckily, by the time we got there, he ended up, like, getting there, too. So, I don't know. He probably was waiting a little bit because he kept asking me where I was at, how far was I from home. So, he probably was waiting. Who knows? We ended up going to go pick him up or whatever. He get in the car. He just smiling and like, hey, like, how you doing? I missed you. And try to give me a hug. And I'm just like, hey. And they like, my auntie like, boy, we tried to wait for you. You didn't even say nothing. So my auntie was like, yeah, I know you wasn't about to miss this day. So he was like, nah, I wasn't going to miss it. She was just being a big baby. I told her I wasn't going to miss it. I was going to come. I just had to go do something real quick. Like, it was something I had to go handle and get my hair cut. Mind you, this haircut did not look good. So you really wasted my time for this shit. So anyway, so he's like, yeah, I had to go get my hair cut. I had to do something. Mind you, around that time, that's way before he was even getting any type of money. So you had to do what? Because he made it seem like he had to go get money or something like that. From where? From where? Because you don't have nothing. I'm just kidding. Let me stop. So anyway, so yeah, we in the car, we ended up going back to the house. Now I'm just even more happy. Like, I'm happy he there. I was not even irritated no more. I'm just excited. I'm really just floating. I'm getting ready. So it was getting closer to the time that I had to be there. So my auntie was like, you know what? We could take you because I want to find some good seats anyway. So I'll go and we could be at the school. She like, and your mom and everybody else, they could come when they feel like coming. So I was like, all right, cool. So I asked Joe, I was like, do you want to ride with me and like go with my auntie and them? Or like, do you want to stay and ride with my mom and like my other cousin and stuff like that? So he's like, no, I want to come with you. Like, I want to be there because I haven't been here all day to even see you get ready and all this other stuff. Just trying to be a fake sweetheart and shit. So we ended up on our way to the school or whatever so they could drop me off. And it was just me, my aunt, and my uncle and Joe. I don't know why Joe, he really was trying to fake play like he cares so much because he could have stayed with like my cousin that he knew or something like that. Like, you just about to be hanging out with my auntie and uncle till everybody come. So anyway, so we on the way and I'm sitting by the window. Joe's sitting in the middle for some odd ass reason next to me. He's just holding my hand. Y'all, I would never forget this day because it was like pinned in my head for the longest. It just was like, you know, when you have those moments where you think about your life and you think like, damn, this moment was the moment where I just knew my whole life was finna change forever. And it's just those random little things. I remember we pulling up into the school through the back gate. I'm looking out the window. I was looking out the window and next thing you know, Short Thing by Miguel came on. I was like, listening to it and I'm loving. This is Joe. You could be the cash, I'll be the rubber band. He's squeezing my hand tighter and singing it to me. He was like, and then when he did the boom part, he really did like a boom and smiled. Well, how ironic, because later in life he pulled the glizzy out on me. But anyway, so he's singing to me and I don't know why my eyes started watering up. It was like at that very moment I knew this is not like it's like reality clicked in. Like, damn, I'm about to graduate high school. I'm about to be an adult on my own. I gotta figure out life, not on my own, because yeah, but it's like I just felt like, oh my god, and I'm with a person that's not a good person. What the fuck am I doing? I don't know why. I was so happy, but at that moment everything just went bad and I was over here trying to like wipe away my tears. Thank God I didn't wear makeup back then. And then when they was trying to put makeup on me, I was like, it's okay. So I'm over here crying low-key in the backseat. He like, you okay? And he's still just, even when the sun don't shine, I got faith in you and I. This is me just crying. Put your pretty little head in mine. I don't know why I'm giving him like a country feel with it, but it was irritating me back because it was like he's singing. The next you know, my uncle turned it up and he's singing. And even when the sun don't shine. And I'm just crying like, can this song go the fuck off? Y'all just know when it's that moment. It's like, this is a happy moment, but please y'all shut the fuck up. I was just so annoyed, y'all. Not annoyed, but I was just sad. Like an instant sadness just came over my body. So they ended up dropping me off, thankfully, because I couldn't take no more of that damn song in my head. Now it's crazy because I love the fuck out of that song. Don't get me wrong, that whole album slaps. And Miguel is gonna sing that at my wedding, hopefully, if y'all pay for it. No, I'm just kidding. My sister, somebody, I told somebody they can't come if they don't get them. But y'all, but at that moment, I didn't want to hear it, not from him, and then my uncles the harmonizing in there too. Oh, got faith in, like, please. So anyway, I ended up leaving to go, you know, meet up with everybody. That's not important, me at the, you know, meeting up and sitting down, all that other stuff. Fast forward to the end of the graduation. Whoop. I mean, yeah, fast forward to that part. So everybody, you know, y'all throw your hats up and everybody running and your family running to you and stuff like that. So my cousins and stuff, they running to me and stuff. I don't know why one of my cousins did a cartwheel. I'm like, girl, she's lit. But I don't know, we used to do stupid shit like that at my cousin's graduation. But anyway, they running up to me and stuff. They hugging me and I'm just like, I'm just screaming, smiling. They putting the things over my head and stuff like that. I'm looking around like, where's Joe? Like, where's Joe? Mind you, even my auntie and my uncle, I see them walking up from a distance, the people he was with. But I'm like, where's Joe? And my cousin was like, girl, his ass is annoying. He didn't even sit with us. So I'm like, he didn't sit with y'all. She's like, girl, no, he did not sit with us. He sat with, let's just get this girl a random ass name. Let's just call her Tiffany. So he was like, he sat with Tiffany. Mind y'all, Tiffany was like, I would call her like a cousin, but she wasn't my cousin. She was just a friend of the family. Like, she was just somebody like my mom and them knew for a long ass time, like knew her mom. So she was like, he sat with Tiffany. So I'm like, why he sit with Tiffany? Mind you, he met Tiffany briefly at my, I was gonna say my baby shower, at my, the fuck? I was gonna say bachelorette party. He met her briefly at the champagne party with his big suit on or whatever. But I'm like, why was he sitting with Tiffany? And she was like, because Tiffany was like, she wanted to sit somewhere closer or whatever like that. She was like, so she was like, come on, sit with me or whatever. Mind you, Tiffany had a daughter. So he was like, she was like, yeah, so they had left, him and the baby. Oh, that pissed me off. I said, this nigga just, he sung sadness into my life before the graduation. And now you just doing dumb shit. Like, you just know how to piss me off. And I was already irritated. Like, when I said that day was already getting on my nerves because y'all, guess, if you seen the prom story time, you know who didn't show the fuck up. Yeah, you said it. My dad. He didn't show up neither. So I was irritated because I'm like, nigga, we literally had an argument about the champagne party. You said, okay, graduation, I'll be there. And who's not here? Then my dude was almost about to miss out. He already... Same two people irritated me. So next thing you know, I see him and Tiffany walking up, arm in arm, and he holding Tiffany's daughter. So I was like, Joe, where was you at? He was all like, oh, like, but he used to, one thing about Joe, like, he really played me, because at first I used to think he was so shy and just like, oh, and when he get around people, like, people kind of force him, not force him, but like, I feel like if somebody asks him to do stuff and I'm not right there, he's gonna do it because he feels so like, oh, I don't want your family to think any type of way. But he was so shy. That nigga was a fucking freak. You was getting everything. But anyway, shot my ass. So anyway, he was all like, she just pulled me. He was like, she just pulled me and said, let's go get closer so like you could see us or whatever. And I was just like, oh, I grabbed the baby from her, because mind you, at this point, they not locking arms no more. I grabbed the baby from him and I put the baby down and I was all like, come with me to go say bye to my friends. And I grabbed his hand and I just walked off, because what is you doing? Because mind y'all, when they had came up and he was like, yeah, she grabbed me and said, let's get closer with the poster or whatever. My auntie was all like, y'all look like y'all a little family. And it was like one of those where, you know, people laugh because it's like, but it's like, ain't shit funny, because everybody was really looking like, yeah, it was weird. So anyway, I put her baby down, I grab him. Mind you, Tiffany is older than me or whatever. So I grab him and we go I'm like, let's go say bye to my friends or whatever. So I end up seeing my homeboy or whatever, and I'm like hugging him. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna miss you. And he was like, oh my God, that is your boyfriend, right? And I was like, yeah. He was like, because I had seen him with a baby and a girl, and I was about to say, that boy looked just like Symone boyfriend. That irritated me even more, because now the whole school thing that that my man is here with his baby mama and his child. Thanks a lot, Joe. Thanks a lot. I was so irritated. And then when I seen old girl that he was like trying to like that he liked that prom, I was so irritated too. It was crazy because we was walking past her. Joe did not even look at her. Like he was trying, it's like he seen her and he was looking down. Yeah, you better look at the motherfucking flow ho. He was looking down cause I kept looking at him like, yeah, you already pissed me off once. So anyway, we ended up leaving after that. We wrapped everything up. We ended up going out to eat or whatever, like 20 deep. We out to eat. I'm not really tripping off nothing no more. I was like kind of stressed, like irritated with my whole dad not being there, but I was like, it's cool. Like the people who here is here. The people who love me, who want to be here, they here. So anyway, we ended up leaving or whatever, back to the house. And when we was at the house, that's when I was like, I want to go to LA because I was just like, I don't know, this nigga was just irritating me bad and I just needed to be around him. You know how it be when you're young. So anyway, I told my mom, like, all right, I'm gonna go to grandma's house and I'm gonna come back. She was all like, you gonna come back when? I'm like, I'm gonna just go for the summer. Like, you know, oh, I feel so bad. Cause every time I would tell my mom, I'm gonna just go to grandma's house for a few days. I'll be living at grandma's house. And she was just so nice that she let me. But at that point, I was graduating high school. So, I mean, she really can't say nothing. But I was 17, so whatever. But anyway, I ended up leaving and we went to my grandma's house. So now let's fast forward probably like a few days, not that many days. I'm at her house. It's hot as fuck. It's the summertime. We lit. Okay, so Tiffany ended up coming over to the house, right? She at the house and she had came with her mom because they was about to help my grandma do something. I forgot what they was helping her do. So she at the house and her hair is just like blow dried out because she was gonna get her hair done. So we just talking about a whole bunch of stuff and I'm telling her like, girl, don't ever just take my man and make him hold your baby. So she laughing like, girl, no. He was over there looking scared as hell and they was just like grilling him. So I was like, come on. She was like, she told my other cousin to come too. She was like, but she didn't want to get up. And she was like, it's no seats where you going. She was like, and I really wanted you to see your sign. Like it was not like that, girl. Like don't nobody want him. So, but she was like, but speaking of your boyfriend, she was like, do he got any friends, a brother, anything for me? So I'm like, nah, he ain't got no brother. I'm like, he got homies, but you know, they just kind of like weird, you know, because I'm hooking up with Steve Harvey or Benzino. So I'm like, they just kind of weird or whatever. So she was just like, dang, they weird, like for real. Because she was like, what about his, like, he ain't got no everyday homeboy. So I'm like, nah, I don't like them. I don't like them. And it was cool I didn't hook her up with them because y'all, it's just so crazy how it is. Literally, the boy Benzino later in like, well, at around that time, my homegirl trying to talk to him at one point. Not that time, but like way before then. And then later in life, he ended up doing something with Lotion, aka Tasha. And then he also did something with the girl named Alyssa. And then Benzino, the boy named Benzino, I mean, that was Benzino. And then the boy named Steve Harvey, he did something with Alyssa. And then, okay, let me stop. Yeah, I don't know why my friends was like passing around them ugly ass niggas, but whatever. So yeah, I'm just like, nah, he ain't got no friends. I'm like, but I'm gonna ask him. He about to be on the way here anyway, because he was coming over just to chill or whatever like that. So we in the living room, we just talking and stuff like that. And he ended up walking up, like literally, like walking up like a few seconds later. So he was at the door. I'm like, open it, like it's already unlocked. So he walk up in the house and we chilling, like we just talking, all this other stuff like that. And she was like, so Joe, you ain't got no homeboys for me? Like you ain't got nobody for me? Cause Symone said your homeboys is like, they weird. So he was like, they weird? Like, cause my homeboys is not weird. So I'm like, they are kind of weird. Like, not Benzino or Steve Harvey, somebody else. So he like, oh, like my one homeboy, mind you, Tiffany is older than us. So I'm like, she don't want to talk to them anyway. Like you ain't got no like older homeboys. So he like, oh yeah, I do. Like I do or whatever. He was like, you gotta come. Like we'll probably go out or something like that this weekend or something like that. You gotta come. So she's like, all right, I'm about to get my hair done after I leave here. So yeah, I'm gonna be ready for the weekend. And she's like, dang, you ain't got no brothers or nothing? So I'm like, girl, I told you he don't got no brothers. He was like, I do have a brother. So I'm like, no you don't. He's like, I do. I said, Joe, when did you get a brother? He's like, I always had a brother. I'm like, Joe, how old is your brother? I said, what, y'all twins? He gonna say, no, my brother is older than me. I have a brother. He's like, how old are you, Tiffany? And she said how old she was, and he's like, yeah, he like 2 years older than you. Mind you, I was 17 at this point. Tiffany was like 21. So yeah, his brother had to be like 23. Keep that in mind. So he was like, yeah, my brother's like 2 years older than you. So I was like, Joe, when the fuck did you get a brother? So he's like, I always had a brother. So she like, how you don't know your man have a brother? Mind you, I've been knowing this man for a long ass time now. I had found out he had a sister probably like a year prior, but like a brother? I asked you if you had family. I mean siblings. And you said no. So anyway, so he was like, yeah, I have a brother. I was like, so like he like your real blood brother? He was like, yeah, we have the same mom, like a different dad. That's literally my brother. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like I never knew that. So I'm asking him like, do him and your sister got the same mom and dad? I mean, the same dad, because the sister and him got the same mom too. He's like, no, we all got different dads. That's my brother. So I'm like, what the fuck? So Tiffany like, okay, well, I want to meet the brother then. I want the brother. And when she said that, I looked at her because I'm like, I see where you getting at. You like my nigga. You like him because you think that he looked like his brother looked like him, and that's what you want. You want a piece of him, but in an older version. Bitch, chill out, because you're doing too much. So anyway, so she like, yeah, I want to see your brother. So he's like, I'm gonna have him come up over here. He's like, he was gonna come to my house anyway today. He was like, so I'm gonna have him come. I'll just have him come here and we could like kick it and stuff like that. He was like, and then we could go, like, then me and him would just go back to my house. So I'm like, yeah, how your brother come? Because I was so confused. He's like, okay, I'm gonna have him pull up. So he gonna have his brother pull up. He told him the address, all that and stuff like that. He texted him. I'm just thinking like, this nigga is a liar. He does not have a brother. Y'all, so Tiffany was, like I said, she was only gonna be there for a little while because she was gonna get her hair done, and her mom was just helping my grandma do something. So mind you, she was there for like a cool minute though. Like some hours went by. He kept saying, yeah, my brother on the way. He on the way. Is this nigga walking from Massachusetts? Because why the fuck is it taking him so long? He kept saying he about to pull up. So she was like, he playing, like your brother playing. She was like, all right, Symone, well, when his brother get here, just give him my number or whatever like that. She was like, or this weekend we could go out and stuff. He's like, yeah, my brother don't be going to the clubs, but like we could hang out with him if that's what you want to do. She's like, okay, well, when his brother get there, Symone, give him my number, give him my contact, because she was gonna leave. It literally was like 2 hours. So I'm like, Joe, is your brother really pulling up? Because wouldn't he have been here by now? And he was like, yeah, he said he was gonna be here. He's like, but it's cool, you know what, like I'm gonna just tell him not to come no more since she not here. And I'm like, no, tell him to pull up, because I really wanted to see this brother. I wanted to see him. I ain't never seen or heard about a damn brother. Now you got a brother. So I'm like, I want to see him, like tell him to pull up. So he's like, no, I'm not gonna tell him, like it's cool, I'm not gonna tell him. He's like, instead, he's just gonna go to my house and I'm gonna just meet him there. Which made no sense, because you kept saying your brother's about to pull up. Why he not gonna pick you up? Now you're gonna have to like catch the bus all the way back home. But I don't know, I just thought it was weird. He stayed for a little while longer. He ended up leaving. I just automatically always think he was cheating on me. So I was like, yeah, that he's about to go do something freaky with somebody. I know this brother. So anyway, he ended up leaving. So now fast forward to the next day. Fast forward to the next day. He ended up calling me. Now I ended up calling him. I hit him up and I was like, what you doing? Like, what you doing today? So he was like, nothing, I'm just chilling with my brother. He ended up spending the night last night. So I'm like, oh, you chilling with your brother? What y'all finna do? He's like, no, we just finna chill today. You know, we just catching up. He was like, because he just got out and I ain't seen him in a few years or whatever. So I'm like, oh, that's why I never met your brother. But even if you still would have mentioned you had a brother, I mentioned my siblings you never met. So anyway, so he was just like, yeah, like we just gonna be chilling in the house. We probably gonna get into something or whatever like that. He wanna go get tatted, so I'm gonna probably take him by the tat man and all this other shit like that. So I was just like, okay, like, all right, that sounds cool. I was like, I wanna get a tattoo today. So he was like, what you trying to get? So I'm like, I don't know, but I wanna get something. And he was just like, well, I'm gonna take you another time because I'm gonna just be chilling with my brother today. So I'm like, well, I can't go with y'all today. Mind you, because I'm thinking like this boy is lying. Like you literally got somebody else there, because mind you, every time I try to call him, he wouldn't answer. Like, so we texting. So he like, well, if you want to come, then come. Like, I'm not gonna stop you, just come. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna come. Like, I'm about to come to your house. Y'all, I couldn't take catching a bus and running because power walking. I asked my grandma, I was like, can you drop me off at Joe's house or whatever? Because I needed to make sure I get there, because one thing about him, he would probably be weird because he knew my friend lived around the corner so from him. So he'd probably be weird and try to be like, oh, I left. No, I'm getting there. So anyway, I ended up pulling up to his house, getting dropped off. I'm over here trying to bribe the kids inside of the building to unlock the door for me so I can get through the gate. Like, hey, come here, just open the door. Y'all seen me before. Y'all know me. Open the gate. Open the gate. Because it's 2 gates. It's one in the front and back. And I was in the front. So I'm like, yeah, because he could come out his door, see me at the gate, and literally go a different way. No, I need to get in here. So they ended up opening the gate and I went right upstairs and I knocked on the door, and I don't know why I stood to the side. His uncle ended up opening the door and he was like, what's up, Symone? And he was like, Joe, your little girlfriend here? So then he was like, I heard Joe like, oh, just let her in. So I walked in the house and lo and behold, because uncle like start closing the door after me, he started walking away. Lo and behold, it's a boy sitting in the living room. And I'm just looking like, I don't know, maybe they just got company. They always got random people at their house. Their house was just like, I don't know. Every time I went to their house, it reminded me of an episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. There's always some strange person there. So anyway, I'm like, maybe he just some strange person. So Joe ended up coming out and he was just like, what's up? And I gave him a hug or whatever. He was like, yeah. He was like, this my brother. So I was like, that's your brother? But the way I looked at him, but I was like smiling, and he was like, yeah, it's my brother. So he like, oh, so you his little girlfriend, give me a hug, we family. And he laughing, he just laughing too much for my liking. I'm like, maybe he either high or he just really weird. Like I said, Courage the Cowardly Dog, strange people. So he was just like laughing. He's like, this your little girlfriend? I was super insecure back then too. So him laughing, I was really thinking like, is this nigga calling me ugly? The nerve. Because the brother was not giving a brother. You know how when somebody be like, you got a sibling or you got a brother or you got a sister, and then you bring your sister or your brother, like, for boys and like stuff like that, you know, when you bring that person, they be like, they look good. But you know, when it's that time when you ask a nigga, he got a brother for your friend, and his brother look like, ain't no way y'all related. They look similar, but like, not really. They just was the same skin tone. Like, I was just looking like, this him? Like, what? She ain't gonna like this. She ain't gonna like this. So he just like laughing and stuff. He just would not stop laughing, and I'm so insecure. So I'm really thinking like, I just start rubbing my hair and stuff like that. Like, cause I'm just thinking like, is my hair messed up? What's up? So I was like, can I go to your bathroom? He's like, yeah, go ahead. Ain't nobody up in there. I go in the bathroom. I'm trying to make sure like, is my face look cool? Like my hair is okay? Am I ashy? Like what's going on? Why is he laughing so fucking hard? What's up with him? He ain't the cutest bucket in a big skit. I don't know. Look, I know I'm 30. I gotta come up with little rhymes and sayings and stuff. But anyway, so I ended up going back up in there, and they sitting down, they just talking and stuff. He was like, so you be on his trail, you be on the nigga trail. He's like, yeah. So Joe like, yeah, because I was telling her we gonna get tatted and hang out today, and she just had to come. And I was like, well, I did want a tattoo. So he like, nah, you be on the nigga trail. Okay, I see what's going on. Like, you don't let a nigga breathe, huh? And he was just smiling. Y'all, when he was smiling, I just looked at him and I just laughed. One thing about it, if somebody making me uncomfortable, I'm just gonna giggle and smile like, or like, yeah, or that's crazy. I swear. So I just was like, and smiled. So mind you, he's still just staring at me with a big goofy ass smile on his face, looking like a fucking fool with big ass clothes on. I see that's where they get this shit from. So anyway, so he looking at me like a fool. Like, he just smiling. And I'm looking at him and I'm just smiling still too. Finally, I cut eye contact and looked away. And I'm looking at Joe, and Joe looking at me like, you know, like, answer the question. I guess he breathes. I don't know. So I was just like, so what you gonna get tatted? I just changed the subject because I don't understand. What do you want me to say? Oh yeah, I let him let the boy breathe, y'all. So I'm like, so what you gonna get tatted? He was like, oh, I want to get like a big piece, probably like on my chest or something right here. All I could think about is he said his brother was in jail, and these the same clothes he had before he went. Why are they so damn big? I don't know. It was crazy. It was just weird. It's one thing about somebody getting out of jail and having some weird clothes on. Like, he ain't been out that long. But you could have went somewhere. That's when Follows was still a place. He could have went to Follows and got him some clothes. Something. So he was like, he want to get a big piece on his chest and like his arm and stuff like that. The whole time he talking, I really could care less what he was going to get. I just was trying to break the weirdness. So anyway, so then he was like, roll that shit up, like talking to Joe. He like, roll that shit up, and he like tossed him some. So Joe like, oh yeah, I'm gonna roll it up. He was like, put something on the TV, like put some music on, put on 106 in Park. He was like, cause I'm trying to see the countdown. So when he started putting on the TV, I said, Joe, when y'all get cable? Cause you know, y'all know, if you know, Joe did not have cable. My grandma accused that man of stealing the remote. So I'm like, Joe, when did y'all get cable? So he was all like, we always get cable on and off. When he said that, his brother started laughing like, y'all niggas don't never be having cable. Like, they get cable for a month and then it get cut off. And Joe was like, no, for real, like my auntie would get the cable put on for a month, like get the, you know, where it'd be like get the half off free or something like that, like first month free or first month $2. And he's like, and after that she's gonna pay the bill. But she do it every so often when they forget about her, I guess. I don't know. Or when she finds somebody else's name to use. So he was like, yeah, we always get cable like every 3 months or something like that for a month. So I was like, okay. So he put it on 106 in Park, y'all. This is when shit got bad. So it was some song that had just went off. So next, you know, Terrence and them, yeah, we about to put on the next song. Hot new motherfucking people on the streets right now. So he like, oh, what you think it is? They trying to guess what they think it is. I'm sitting here, I'm like not finna even get into it because I have cable, so I watch this show every day. I know what the next number is finna be. So next thing you know, they like the OMG girls. I forgot what song it was. Y'all, the OMGs come on, bitch. So anyway, the OMG girls come on, y'all. When I tell y'all, this is when I got irritated. At this point, I should have went home. I'm trying to learn now in life. Once you get annoyed in a situation, you leave. But at that point, I couldn't. Well, I could have, but I would have to walk. But anyway, I know everybody thinking, what did they do to you? What did the OMG girls do to you? Girl, I was delulu. So anyway, the OMG girls came on. So Joe was like, yeah, her right there. That's my baby. That's my girl. That's my girl right there. Talking about Zanique. Bitch, I am right here. Y'all, I was so delusional for the longest. I did not like Zanique. What the fuck was wrong with me? Look. So anyway, He like, that's my baby right there. Yeah, Zanique, that's what they call her. What they be calling her on I was gonna say Raising T.I. What's the damn show called? Family Love Fair with y'all know the show. I forgot what it was called, but I used to always watch that show. I loved it. He was like, Neek, that's me. That's my girl right there. So the brother said, hold on, I ain't never seen these bitches. OMG, bitches, what they looking like? So he's like, oh, okay, I like that one right there. Sir, you're a grown ass man. Remember I told y'all he was like 24-ish, 5-ish, who knows? So I'm just sitting there. I looked at him like, and I'm in my phone like, Joe got me fucked up. Oh, he got me fucked up. So anyway, he like, yeah, okay. OMG, they just wouldn't stop. He like, yeah, I always put it on. I be like, yeah, that's me. So he was like, bro, you gonna have to share her. Y'all, I'm really getting irritated, like as if Zanique is gonna see my busted ass nigga and take him from me. So I'm really getting so annoyed. Like, this nigga just cheating in my face, y'all. So then he like, yeah, no, you see her? She be looking good as fuck with the green hair and stuff like that. And the brother like, yeah, what do OMG stand for? Oh my God, them some bad bitches. Oh my God, I want all of them. Oh my God, I would all them motherfucking bitches. So I'm just looking like, just scrolling through Facebook, irritated as fuck. I'm so annoyed. I'm just like, Zanique got me fucked up. I was delusional, y'all. I feel like everybody had a delusional moment. There's gonna be one person to come like, bitch, who is we? I'm just kidding, but yeah. So Zanique really had me fucked up. So I'm irritated, like, not this bitch on the TV just with her hair done and having a career and, you know, doing better than me in life, and you just showing off for my man. Zanique, like, chill out. I was just so annoyed. So then I'm just sitting back. I'm just like, their music ain't even all that. Y'all just lying like I don't be listening to them. You know when you be a hater. So he was just like, man, stop hating. Like, man, if she lived out here, if she lived out here. Y'all, when I tell y'all I was annoyed, I was irritated, I was so happy. That was the most happiest time ever in life. I was happy that they didn't play the whole songs through on that show. So anyway, his brother just wouldn't stop. Like, what y'all call them? I gotta look them up. What y'all call them? Because I'm about to add them on Facebook. Boy, they don't not want your dusty ass. So anyway, he just like talking or whatever. They just talking. I was so fucking irritated. So he was like, all right, like they going back and forth smoking and stuff like that now. So he like, why you mad? Like, you jealous? That's what Joe was asking me, if I was jealous. And I was just like, I'm not jealous. Like, it's not that deep. Like, I don't even listen to their songs. He was like, Symone, you be playing their songs at your grandma's house. Oh, you want to try to make it seem like I'm a broke bitch. I was just so irritated. I was just like, okay, and like, but I don't like it. Like, I don't really like it like that. His brother was like, just let him hit a little neek. Let him hit. Like, why you being mad? Like, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Cause I know I do it. Shit, if my bro get in, I'm getting in too. You're a grown ass man. And I was just like, you know how old they are? They like our age. So he was like, I don't give a fuck. I know that man is somewhere under the fucking jail. Under it now. His brother was like, maybe, he was like, shit, don't be jealous, just start singing and dancing like that. So Joe was like laughing. He was like, no, for real. I tell y'all, I was just irritated as hell because it was like, you got me fucked up. You and this weird ass brother of yours. So anyway, we was like, all right, we finna go. Finally, we was about to leave to go to the tattoo shop or whatever. Well, not the tattoo shop, but the tattoo man's back house who be getting high off that booger sugar and then be tatting you up. I told y'all the story time about that too, when I went and got tatted by him. But anyway. So it's like we going there. Mind y'all, whole time I'm not finna get no tattoo. I just wanted to see what he was doing because I thought he made up this brother so he could hang out with somebody. So y'all, we walking to the front gate. So I'm thinking like, okay, his brother must have parked, because in the back it was like an alley and you could park and stuff. So I'm thinking like, oh, his brother must have parked on the street. We walking to the front gate. We start crossing the street. I'm like, okay, where'd he park at? And I was like, where your brother park at? So he was like, I don't got no car right now. I just got out of jail. Why you kept saying pull up? You kept making it seem like this brother was gonna pull up. Now I'm literally walking down the street with some fucking weirdos. You kept saying pull up like your brother had a car. Now I'm over here walking down the street with some weirdos. I was so irritated. But thankfully the guy house wasn't that far or whatever. So we finally ended up getting there. Man, this was the worst day. I don't know why Joe would just pop up at this man's house and not try to like bird call him or something, because this man was off his rockers. He was like high as, like he was high as, he over here just moving around, pacing and stuff like this. So when we walk up, he was like this, what's up? Doing that to Joe. Like, I don't know, he was like doing this by his head. He was like, what's up? So he like, what's up? This my big brother. He was like, big brother, okay, big brother. So then he walking back and forth, pacing like he looking for something. So he was like, yeah, my brother want to get tatted. So the brother's standing looking at the guy like, what the fuck is going on with him? So he like, yeah, oh, you want to get tattooed? Okay, all right, what you want? He he like tapping and stuff like that. I'm just thinking like, he finna get a tattoo by this man? Anyway, so he was like, yeah, okay, what you want? So he was like, yeah, I want to get a big piece. He started just like really explaining this detailed piece that was gonna go from his chest to his arm, down his arm to his thighs. I don't know. So when he said it, the guy's like, just a lot of stuff. Okay, a lot of stuff. Like he literally said the whole thing detailed, and the piece of the ribbon, it reminds me of my grandma. Then my auntie's birth certificate will be here with the passionate post from my great auntie Sharonda. And this, like, he really was getting real passionate about explaining this tattoo. And the man was just like, a lot of stuff. Okay, a lot of stuff. Okay, okay, I gotta find something. Okay, and then he was like, honestly, man, okay, not right now, not today. I can't do it today. So he was like, oh, you can't do it today? So Joe like, man, why you can't do it today? He's like, I just can't do it today. Like, I can't find nothing. I can't find nothing. So he's like, man, you be doing the tats right there. Like, you could just go do it. He's like, no, I can't do it today. No, I'm not gonna do it. All right, y'all gotta leave. Y'all gotta go. Bye. So I'm just like, what the fuck shit is this? So the brother was like, bro, I thought you said we was gonna get tatted today. Like, I thought you said he was gonna tap me up. He was like, man, he'd be cool. Like, I guess he can't do it. So he was like, yeah, y'all just come back. Not today, tomorrow, come back tomorrow. So I was like, did you call him first? He like, Symone, I don't have this man's number. Why is you saying that to me? You should maybe know the people that you come to get tatted by, so you could know, like, hey, maybe he had a sniff off today and he can't do it. So anyway, we ended up leaving. We walking back, and the brother was like, oh, let's go by. The brother was like mentioning the sister. He was like, oh, I ain't seen her the whole time since I've been out. Let's go by her house. So I'm thinking, like, I'm irritated because I could turn around and go home, but but now, because I am so just invested on hanging out with him, I'm about to be with these weirdos all fucking day. So I'm stressed out. I'm so irritated. Because when he said that, so he was like, all right, yeah, we could go by my sister's house. He's like, well, we walk up to this other street. We could just catch the bus straight down. And someone's telling me, Symone, just go home. Just go home, Symone. Please, just go home. But no, I didn't go home because I don't know. No. So anyway, we ended up walking up the street. We at the bus stop, y'all. I am irritated. I don't know why I would go with these two boys. Like, I'm so annoyed. We at the bus stop, a car pull up, dudes in the car. They start banging on them. This blah 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 blah. One thing about it, when I used to be with Joe, we would get banged on a lot. Like one time, if somebody really like pulled the glizzy out, and I was scared for my life. But anyway, so yeah, they like blah 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 blah. Where you from? Blah, 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 blah. And I used to always just like, oh my god, because Joe was a hothead, and that used to piss me off. So I used to pray like, please don't try to impress me. Please don't try to impress his brother. Please don't try to impress nobody. Just don't say you bang. Don't say you from nowhere. Like, just say nothing, nowhere at all. So they banging. They like, and where you from, bitch? Me? Why you say me? What you say fuck me for? So I'm like, we don't bang. So he was like, all right, I'm asking you, like, where you from? Da da da. So Joe looking irritated, and I could tell he debating, like, should I really say where I'm from? Nigga, they're in a car. We're on our feet at a bus stop. So they just standing there. So Joe just standing there. I could look on his face, and I was like, Joe, I know he used to be irritated with me, but like, nigga, hurry up. They just start glizzy popping us. Like, damn, say something. So he was like, so he didn't say nothing. So next thing you know, oh my God was on our side. The police end up like pulling up behind him, was like, blurp, like the lights like move out the way, because mind you, we're on a busy street. So they end up saying, fuck blah blah blah, like the hood we was in. Mind you, they ain't from there, no way. They just said fuck blah 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 and drove off. So then we just stand there. I'm like, Joe, why didn't you just say nowhere? He's like, man, don't tell me what to do. I'm a grown man. Literally, no, you're not. At this point, like I said, me and him is both 17. So he was like, I'm a grown man. Don't tell me what to do. I know what to do in them situations. I've been banging and doing this my whole life. Da 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 da. I'm like, oh my God. He's like, if you were gonna be annoying, you could have went home. So his brother laughing like, oh, you scary? Everything just funny to this big goofy ass nigga. Everything, like, he laughed so fucking much. Like, shut your big old tall fucking weird clothes having ass up. So anyway, we ended up leaving. We finally get on the bus or whatever, and we ended up going to the sister house. Like, the sister didn't live that far from the bus stop. So when we walk up, the sister always used to have like different people staying with her and stuff like that. So it was this one girl, she was just outside. She was just like, what's up, Joe? Like, she seemed irritated. She like, what's up, Joe? So he like, what's up? Like, my sister in there? She like, yeah, she up in there. She just got home. Like, y'all just got her at a good time or whatever. The sister, she seemed totally different from all of them. I could see why she didn't come around like that. So anyway, so we end up going in the house or whatever. So she like, what the fuck? Like, to the brother. Like, yeah, I told you I was going to have to make my way by. So like, she hugging him. She started crying. I'm just sitting there on the couch. The other girl ended up walking in or whatever, and she just looking irritated. I don't know why, but she watching them hugging and stuff, looking irritated. She crying, and she like, girl, this is my brother. Like, oh my God, I haven't seen him in years. I ain't talked to him in years. And she just starts spilling like their whole family drama, like with their parents and stuff, like their mom and stuff. And I'm just sitting there like, dang. And the girl is just like, oh, you part of their family too? So I'm like, no, mind you, I've seen this girl before because we've been to the sister house before. So I'm like, no, I'm Joe's girlfriend. I'm thinking like, bitch, is this some 51st dates non-memory having that shit? Because you know me. So I'm like, no, I'm Joe's girlfriend. She's like, oh yeah, you Joe girlfriend? Okay, all right, you Joe girlfriend. She just sitting there looking confused and irritated. And nah, they didn't like talking like that. She was just a weirdo. So anyway, they talking, they like reminiscing and stuff like that. And while they're talking, reminiscing, I'm just sitting back on my phone because, you know, they ain't seen their brother in so long, and they all three been together in a while. I took pictures of them and all that, but they having a conversation. This the girl keep trying to jump in a conversation. Yeah, what is y'all talking about? But you could tell that like the brother was just laughing and like including her, but Joe and the sister knew to just ignore her because she was weird as hell. But I was irritated because it was getting so late, and I'm like, Joe, how we gonna get home? That's one thing about it. His sister had a car, but she'd pick and choose when she ready to get somebody a ride. If it wasn't on her time, man, bitch, you ain't getting no ride home. So the brother just laughing and stuff like that. The girl was saying something, so he was like, what the fuck that bitch trying to say to me? So she laughed. She said, who is he talking to? Who is he talking to? So the sister was like, no, don't call her that. Don't call her that. She's like, sorry, girl. Like, he just be talking like that. He just got out. So she was like, no, I've been trying to say something to y'all this whole time, and y'all just ignoring me. So she was like, girl, I'm just like trying to catch up with my brother. Like, I'm just trying to catch up. I ain't seen my brothers in the same room. We ain't all been in the same room in a long time. So she like, but y'all could at least like include us in the conversation. Me and her sitting here just irritated because we can't even get a word in. And I was like, oh no, I'm not tripping, it's fine. I was like, Symone, you mad over there? I'm like, no, I'm good, because what the fuck, bitch, don't speak for me. So she was like, we over here trying to get a word in, y'all not letting us say nothing. So she was like, girl, well, what you want to say? Like, what do you want to say? She was like, you ain't never even told me his name. You just said that was your brother. The whole time I keep wanting to ask, what's his name? What's his name? Mind you, they've been having a conversation for like 45 minutes to an hour now. So the whole time when you just kept saying what, because she just kept doing that whole time they talking, what? So that's what you want to say, ask what was his name? Girl, it's not that fucking deep. So she's like, oh, his name is such and such. So he just kept laughing. He's like, her ass crazy. Like, you crazy. She's like, no, I'm not crazy. But what is crazy is that I let this nigga get money. I gave him money for this. And he's talking about some, oh, put in. But I end up putting all of it in. He ain't even smoke with me. He ain't even pulled back up. And the sister was like, okay, girl, we'll talk about that later. Like, I'm trying to reminisce and catch up with my brother. So, like, you know, you over here want to talk about how somebody played you out of some tree. So then they start back talking and stuff like that, but the girl's still talking, but they like talking over her and talking to each other, like ignoring her. So she's still just talking and looking at them, and she looking so irritated. So then she look over at me and she was just like, you smoke? And I was like, no. She was like, okay. Because I was going to say, because I'm pretty sure everybody smoked. He smoked. I'm pretty sure he smoked and everybody smoked. So like, basically why I don't. I'm like, but she didn't say that. So when she just looking at me, I was just like, back in my phone. So she was just like, how you meet Joe? Like, how you meet Joe? And she asked about the sister. I'm like, oh, well, I don't know her. She asked me, how did I know the sister? I'm like, oh, well, I met her through Joe. Like, that's my boyfriend. So she was like, okay. Okay, so, but how do you know her? Because you just in somebody's house and you don't know them. Like, you never even said her name. Girl, what's up with you and names? Because mind you, I said hi to her. I just like, hey. That was it. And I was like, oh, I don't know her. For real. I know her brother, the one that I'm dating. So she was like, okay. Okay. Joe, roll that shit up. You got something? Like, you got something on you? So he like, man, like, leave us alone. We just talking real quick. Like, if I had something to roll up, I'll let it roll up. So the sister's like, my boo finna pull up in a minute and he gonna bring something. Like, you'll be able to smoke. Just chill out. So she like, okay. Because y'all irritated me. Like, with all this talking and reminiscing and want to cry and shit, that shit is irritating me. I'm just thinking, like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl? She's so fucking weird. They just talking over her. She's just still talking about how they irritating her. Like, they irritating her. She in her phone. She was like, because... yeah, like, when is her nigga gonna come bring some tree? Because one of my niggas would have been pulled up. Wasn't you just crying about how somebody took your $5 sack? Like, I'm confused. Girl, I'm confusion. But anyway, they end up just talking for a long time. Her sister, Boo, never pulled up. She probably told him not to, honestly, because she probably was like, oh, you not finna, I don't want you seeing my family. Because when I say the sister was total opposite of Joe and the brother. So anyway, she ended up giving us a ride home. Thankfully, because like I said, she really would pick and choose and would have us on that bus late night. Yeah, so I don't know why I didn't speak up and ask if she could drop me off at my house. I used to just be so quiet and like scared to ask people stuff. So I ended up getting dropped off back at Joe's house, and Joe was like, yeah, my brother not staying the night, so you could stay the night if you want to. So I'm just like, okay, like, I gotta call my grandma and tell her I'm going to like my cousin's house or something. Like, I just had to lie. Like, I'm gonna go to my god sister's house, I'm gonna go to this person's house, because I'm like, yeah, she gonna be pressing like, girl, where you at? So y'all, I'm irritated because he's saying the cousin not gonna spend the night. Mind you, Joe started started making his pallet on the floor. I'm irritated. I'm sitting there getting bit up by fleas because they had this flea infested cat. They used to just rub up against me and be all on me. And Joe be like, get the fuck away from her. Cussing at the cat. Why is you cussing the cat out? That's why that cat used to scratch him. And I used to be like, yeah, because you're fucking weird. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm irritated because I'm just sitting there like, I would have got me a ride home. I already called my grandma, said I was spending the night at somebody's house. So now I don't want to leave to go home super late. And we live in the hood, you know, so he would walk me home, but like I'm gonna feel bad if I go because then he gotta walk back home by himself and anything could happen to him. Them times when he would be walking back home, especially when he would be on and off not having a phone, I used to be stressed out until he got home and told me he made it, because I was like, whew. Thank God, because yeah, it's hectic out there. So anyway, so yeah, so I'm irritated though because I'm like, the brother over here laid on the other couch and Joe like, all right, we could sleep on the floor. Mind you, it's 2 couches. Why can't we sleep on the couch? Because he said we both couldn't fit, which we honestly couldn't. But like sometimes he'll sleep at the top half of the couch and I'll sleep like between his legs, but it'll get real hot under the covers. So yeah, don't know why I wouldn't just sleep with my head on the other end. Bro, I'm dumb. Anyway, so I was irritated. So finally the brother, he ended up going outside to go do something. I don't know. He went outside though. And I'm like, I thought you said your brother wasn't staying the night. He's like, oh, I thought he wasn't either, but I don't know. I'm starting to think that nigga homeless. He gonna say he been staying the night over here for like the past week. Joe, then why the fuck? Oh, God. So I'm like, well, then why you didn't tell me so I could have told my grandma to come get me? And he was like, because I didn't know that nigga was going to stay the night again. Like, I didn't know. I didn't ask him. I'm like, but if he been staying the night over here for the past week, then why you didn't ever say that? My thing is, why you never mention a brother that's been here for a fucking past week? So he's like, man, I don't know. He was like, I don't know. Like, he probably gonna have somebody pick him up. He said he been trying to get in contact with this girl that was writing him letters when he was in jail. But, like, she ain't been answering. But he gonna get in contact with her. So he waiting on her to respond. And then that's when he gonna leave. So, yeah, I don't know. I was so irritated because, one, I don't know why I stayed the night anyway. I hated staying out over there. Like, oh, my God, I can't shit in peace. I'm getting bit up by fleas. The cat just be staring at me in the middle of the night. I love cats. But, like, who wants to wake up in the middle of the night and is pitch black and you see glowing eyes staring at you, and then next thing you know the cat would just start running when it see me open my eyes. Their cat was weird. Like I said, everything in the house just was like an episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like the cat would literally start running like it's gonna run. Like the cat would just run out of nowhere. I'm not even next to you. What the fuck? You rub me in the daytime? Why are you acting weird? So I was so irritated, y'all. But I literally just didn't want to leave because how weird and freaky I seen his brother was. I'm like, I just know he's gonna tell him to take him around some bitches. Because he was asking me like, you got anybody for me? And I was like, no. So then Joe, and even Joe was like, what about Tiffany? And I was like, oh, Tiffany, yeah. Well, I'm like, I'm not hooking Tiffany up with this nigga. Hell no. For one, he wants all the OMG girls and he's way older than them. 2, he ain't got no car. 3, he got big ass clothes on. 4, he don't stop laughing. 5, his haircut is old as shit. Everything about him was just, no. This ain't those you got a brother thing. Everything about his brother was just so fucking weird. And y'all, when the girl that he was writing to in jail, when she decided to reach back out to him, oh y'all, that's a whole nother fucking story. But anyway, y'all, I feel like I had to rush tell this story because I don't know, it's 9 o'clock right now. I had to keep stopping. At some point y'all might hear, I don't know, my neighbor be pinching they motherfucking dog. It's like they pinched all of them at once. It was just like roof, 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 roof. It was just so many dogs barking. I just had to keep stopping because it'll get louder and louder and louder, and it was just irritating me. So I'm like, oh my God. So I felt like, let me just rush through this story real quick and get it, because I'm not about to start over and do the shit all over again. No, but I'm gonna have to have a talk with them. I'm gonna put in the community app, hello, quit pinching your motherfucking dog hole. Bitch, what's up with you? Anyway, but that's it for this story time. I love you guys so much. You already know I had to come flood y'all. Since I didn't post on my birthday, I was like, let me y'all hear it. Yeah, I can't even say nothing. I can't even say bye to y'all. All right, that's it. If you ain't watched the last story time from last week, go watch it. Make sure you like up this video because I want to keep flooding y'all this month. It's November month and I'm done with all the festivities. So I love you guys so much and I see y'all on my next one. Peace out.